Why am I playing so bad now that I actually say that out loud, now that I'm driving the ball well and I'm hitting the 3-wood well? Those are kind of my two Achilles heels. Take that offline. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another beautiful day here in the great city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My name is DJ. Going to take you through another, I believe the final what's in the bag of the year. Spoiler alert, it's gonna be a lot of what you've seen from the other guys. So not only are we gonna go through the golf bag, we'll go through a little bit of the cluster mess that's behind me here as well. Maybe more for myself than anyone else. Try to figure out maybe why we're holding on to all of this stuff. Let's start with the actual golf clubs. This is the current setup. This is what we're using. We don't play golf super often, but when we do, these are the clubs we bring with us to the golf course. Starting with the driver, no surprises here, folks. It is the Callaway Rogue ST. I have the ST Max, which is, I believe, kind of your middle of the road, meat and potatoes driver, 10.5 degrees. I think I took that up a little bit from the last time. Neutral stated. I can say this is exciting news to share with all of you. The wipey fade has kind of been eradicated. Actually driving the ball pretty well right now. Hasn't necessarily translated to lower scores. Still doing many other things very poorly. But, you know, we're plugging holes in the boat one at a time, and the driver appears for now to be plugged. Head cover on here. I believe this is the same one I had last time we did one of these from my gal Brenda out in Oregon. Her company Go Golf. She had this Pendleton wool that was laying around. Jason Page, one of our favorite refuge contributors, graphic design contributors, made this great, very unlicensed Grateful Dead no laying up logo that always kind of tickles me. The Dead let everybody tape their shows. I think they were pretty cool with some open source branding. To the 3-wood, Callaway Rogue ST 3-wood as well. You've seen this on all the other guys' bags. This is the custom 3-wood head cover that Neil and Tron came up with, the Big Bertha design. Comes with the Callaway Rogue ST 3-wood if you should so choose to use our promo code with that. I love the 3-wood. I love the matte finish. I love hitting it off the ground. I love hitting it off the tee. I think this is probably one of the better 3-woods they've made in the last 5 or so years, at least since we've been playing their clubs. 3-wood's always a bit of a bugaboo for me, and this one feels really good as well. You've seen this from Tron, you saw it from Solly, you saw it from Randy, the Callaway Apex U-Wood. You're gonna see a lot of hybrids back here in the boneyard behind me, a lot of things that have come out of the bag. I don't think the U-Wood's going anywhere. This is kind of like a hybrid of a hybrid, not quite a 3-wood, not quite a hybrid, not quite a 5-wood. It's just kind of right in that sweet spot and has solved a lot of issues for me. So absolutely love the U-Wood. I have the Callaway Apex combo set in the bag. It is the 4, 5, 6, 7 are all the regular standard Apex. And then 8 through pitching wedge is the Apex Pro, which is one of the best looking irons for a middling player like myself that I have seen in quite a while. I love these things. I'm kind of right on the edge right now of being good enough to actually justify the combo set. I need to really improve my game if I'm going to keep these in the bag. Otherwise, I need to go full game improvement and look into more of the Rogue Pro, some of that stuff that Randy's doing, because he's absolutely raving like a lunatic about those. But when I am playing well, I do like having the Apex Pros and kind of the scoring clubs and feeling a little bit more like a big dick player, as Tron would say. Wedges, I made a change. I always thought it was stupid that I had 50, 56, 60, because I have that big gap between 50 and 56. So this year I switched to 52, 56, 60, standardizing things. The problem is I still have no idea how far the 52 goes, and just the last couple months that I've had these in the bag, I have been right in between that 107 to 117 number that I would be so comfortable with a 50 degree. So that's on me. I need to get to the range. But once I do get all that dialed, I have really liked the Jaws Raw wedges that we've been using. The face is like unbelievably unique. It feels like something you can put a ton of spin on. It's a really enjoyable brand new wedge to have. So I have a couple different bounces and grinds on there. I have 10 degrees of bounce on the 52 and the 56. Those are in the S grind. And then I have the 8 degrees of bounce on the 60 in the Z grind. Consult CallawayGolf.com if you don't know what grind to get, because that's a conversation that takes a lot longer. Somebody asked me the other day what my favorite club in the bag is, and I think it's the putter. I've had this putter for a couple years ago. It's a prototype of a Tron Carter model that was built custom by the folks at Toulon. Tron had it, I used it. His was a one of a kind. I just said, please make me something as close to what Tron has as possible, and I've kind of putted lights out with it ever since. So it's the Toulon Atlanta. It's kind of a skinny mallet, basically, kind of half blade, half mallet. A little bit of loft on it, so I like to forward press the putter. It's a little short, and it's really, really comfy. I'm a very inconsistent putter, but when I am in that zone where I'm getting everything locked up and I'm squaring the face back through, it feels absolutely automatic. It's kind of a weapon. Not a very exciting putter cover. That's room for improvement on my part there. I can maybe get something a little aftermarket, but thank you to the Toulon folks for having something great there. The golf bag itself is the Fairway C. Just a very, very standard, very, very plain, very nice carry bag that I love. Shout out to them for putting a nice logo on the front here. Basically, I think the direction was whatever your simplest thing is. I'm not a flashy guy on the golf course, so just straight black, something that's easy to carry, something that's comfortable. That's really about all I'm looking for. I don't keep all that much in it. Like I said, it's pretty new. That one got very heavy after a while just because it accumulates a bunch of barnacles, and I haven't really moved many of those in here. So it's pretty lo-fi, honestly. Just I got the No Laying Up yardage book cover, some towels. That's pretty much it in the golf bag. I like to keep it pretty simple. The rangefinder that we use, not gonna surprise anybody. This is the Precision Pro NX10. You've already heard us talk about it. It's got the removable plates. You can really express yourself on the outside. Precision Pro guys also know that I'm a big Grateful Dead guy, so thank you for making this same logo that Jason made here. They sprinkled it all over this rangefinder as well, so always kind of tickles me when I see that in there. And what I also carry in there is unlimited batteries, because as you know, as a Precision Pro customer, they give you batteries for life. So I can't tell you how many times that's happened. People run out, oh my God, I don't have any batteries. What am I gonna do? My round is ruined. No, it's not, because I have a bunch in my bag. Okay, went through the golf bag. I'm just gonna take a quick spin, as much for myself as for anybody else, because I don't know what a lot of this shit is. We just moved to Milwaukee, as many of you probably know. A lot of this stuff has just been shoved into a closet for the last 6 or 7 years. I'm very unorganized. My wife is very saintly and very organized, and took it upon herself for some reason to organize all of this rather than just throwing it into the garbage. And I feel a little bad because I don't think that we really had to keep it all, but it's, it looks very nice. And so thank you to her for that. Thank you to Justine. The other question a lot of people ask is, what do you guys do with a lot of old clubs if you always have this new stuff? Like, what's going on? We donate a lot of them to junior golf programs. Please hold the applause. And then the rest of them go to what is probably the world's weirdest rental sets, I guess. Of course, you ever come to visit us here in Milwaukee, you might get a rental set that includes a very nice driver, 2 or 3 hybrids, a driving iron, a 3-iron. These are the Callaway Sure Out wedges. This is a 64-degree wedge. The Callaway people unsolicitedly, without me asking, sent me 2 of these when they saw the footage of me not being able to get out of bunkers. And much to my chagrin, I actually really enjoyed them, and they're actually very helpful, and they kind of revamped my bunker game a little bit. So both a f you and a thank you to them. This was an umbrella that I stole from the PJ Tour when I worked there. Anybody who used to work in these Sawgrass Village buildings at PJ Tour headquarters probably remembers these horseshit umbrellas. This is a kind of cool golf bag. I think Shane Bacon just mailed this to me one day. It's, I think, a Jones golf bag, who said, he said, hey, I got this bag that, I think you'd like it. And he mailed it to me. So that's the kind of guy Shane is. So support Shane in whatever he's doing. Another weird rental set. This is a Mackenzie bag from the second ringer, Zach Blair's very exclusive golf tournament. Again, if you're coming to visit and you need 3 drivers and 2 3-woods, this is the set for you. A very nice putter cover, one of my favorites from our guy Conrad Ray, head coach at Stanford. Of course, the no tree putts. So again, you might be able to, there's a lot of options you can do with that bag. Another set I like to keep, you'll see these from time to time in videos. These are from our friends at Louisville Golf. Some true hickory reproductions here. Among my favorite things to do, especially only a couple times a year. Neil and I will play these matches where we have this very unique jacket that we play for. And we play these hickory matches kind of all over the world now at this point. We've played them at Pinehurst, we played them in Michigan, We played him over in Sweden a couple weeks ago, and we just have this back and forth match. I absolutely freaking love playing hickories. It's so fun. And if you are looking to buy a hickory set, Louisville Golf is an amazing company that does amazing things. This is not an ad for Louisville Golf. They are just some of my favorite people around. I will say, if any of you follow on Instagram, you may have seen my aforementioned wife, Justine, has caught a bit of the golf bug herself. She invested in her golf game a little bit this year. Bought a brand new set of Rogue ST, the irons and hybrids combo. It's looking a little like KJ Choi in here. There's 3 or 4 different hybrids in here. You see the matching Sure Out wedge, which I think is very, very useful for a golfer of her skill set. And she's even got one of my old putters in here as well. I believe this is the Odyssey Versus 7. It's one of my faves. Justine and I have been beating up the Lake Park pitch and putt with those clubs recently. The rest of this is just kind of a modular assortment of a shitload of different shit. A lot of tees, a lot of used gloves, a lot of boxes just marked golf balls, which are golf balls. As far as the golf ball goes, I am a Chrome Soft guy. I like the golf ball to feel a little softer, which the Chrome Soft does. And specifically, I really like the Chrome Soft Truvis. I think as I'm saying this out loud, I kind of am realizing that all my best rounds seem to have come with the red Chrome Soft Truvis. I gotta probably make sure I don't have anything else in the bag. I'm gonna go ahead and just commit to that now. Scorecards, I don't know why I kept most of these. There you go, the Jubilee course pin positions, might need that later. Eden course, a Sheep Ranch yardage book. I guess next time I have a trip to Bandon, maybe I'll sit in the garage here and pour through that. Old course, new course, Pine Valley, ever heard of it? This is a scorecard from the golf course where I grew up, the Oak Club of Genoa, RIP. Does not exist anymore, and this was before they candidly made some pretty horrible course changes. Pebble Beach golf links, which I've never played. I must have bought this probably when I was there for the US Open. I don't know why. Walking around with my yardage book, really trying to help some players out. Trump National Bedminster. I guess I was hoping I would get the call from the Live folks to play that event. Didn't get that one. The Country Club back before it was cool. I guess that's kind of a fun trip down memory lane. This one is just marked miscellaneous golf. This is a Spalding 1969 moon ball. Ton of stuff in here from Callaway back when they used to make the majors coins. Some grip tape. You should always learn how to change your own grips. That kind of irks me when people just put their hands up and they don't figure out how to do it for themselves. This is like one of those ball marker stencils in case you ever want your golf ball to look like Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. Just a bunch of other, tools, bag tags. This is a CD from the director Gus Van Sant, Good Will Hunting, things of that nature. He made this album and recorded it himself. It's 18 songs about golf. It's very bad. If you're ever around Gus Van Sant, I guess I would ask him about his affinity for both golf and being a singer-songwriter. What else we got? Golf tech. I'm a massively techie guy. Rapsodo, you probably hear about these all the time in ad reads. And you're probably thinking, DJ, what do they look like? How big are they? How do you set them up? We always say they're about the size of a rangefinder. That's exactly what they are. They're only about that big. Pop right open, set it down behind yourself, and you got a nice little radar to track your distances. It's exactly what I need to do to figure out how far these wedges go, to be honest. And then last couple things in here, I have a DeWiz, kind of a cool tool. Put it on your wrist, tracks your swing plane. You can set it up to shock you if you're off plane, if your transition's too fast. Cool company out of Sweden. That's kind of fun to mess around with at the range. Some old Precision Pro stuff. The NX10s are kind of a game changer, so that one unfortunately sits in the golf tech bin for the foreseeable future. Okay, I got a big just barrel of head covers in here. Unfortunately, you can only use about 1 or 2 at a time, but Grateful Dead, did I mention that I'm a big fan? That's my wife's favorite one. I think I got that in Scotland the first time I was there. She's a massive Highland Cow fan. This is from our guy Thomas at Ballpark Blueprints, Sweetens Cove on the outside. All kinds of stuff. If you're in the greater Milwaukee area and you need some head covers, I don't see a lot of these getting used anytime soon, so please come through. All right, last thing we'll go through here is just a bunch of old credentials. I don't know why I keep any of this stuff. I have some grand plan that I'll eventually use all of these for some, I don't know, a quilt, or am I gonna hang them up on the wall? I don't know what I'm gonna do. 2010 LPGA qualifying school. Actually, that was the first time I met Nelly Korda, I believe. She was very, very young and like a little kid, and now it's weird to me that she's the best golfer in the world. US Open at Congressional. Shout out to the Rib, Rory McIlroy, first major I ever attended. Inside the Ropes badge, the official PGA Tour one. That was pretty cool to get, I gotta tell you that. Golf Hall of Fame ceremony with a little Masters ticket on the front. That was a fun one. A bunch of old PGA Tour staff credentials. These were the kind of the golden ticket back in the days of very lax security. You could, tell them you had all access, get into any of the hospitality tents, you could get into, the clubhouse, you get into the locker room. It was pretty good day to be alive back then. Going all the way back to like the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament in Peoria, Illinois. That's how far back, covering the Bradley men's basketball team. That's how far back this bin goes. So I don't know, at some point we'll figure out something to do with these. Maybe we'll put them on display somewhere. Until now, they, like all the other shit you see here, is just gonna be taking up space in the garage. And shout out to my beautiful wife for allowing me to do so. That's all I got. I can't possibly think of anything else. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching all of our What's in the Bags this season. Looking forward to turning the page on the calendar and hopefully having some new tools and all kinds of new stuff to talk about next year. So until then, cheers.